Alright, hello and welcome to episode 35 of my playthrough of Feed the Beasts Plexiglass Mountain. So we're still up here on our little plateau here above the base, working still on the plexiglass factory, right? So the way that we have it set up in the previous episode is really good for making sodium. We have an absolute ton of it. This entire setup is backed up with liquids the entire way. You are full of water and stuff as well. So this is pretty much as good as the setup will be. I did a little bit of work between the last episode of this one, as you can probably see, because this area looks a bit different. So we'll probably start this off with explaining what I did and why I did it. So first of all, our drying basin setup, really nice and easy, just usual, just all our drying basins. I pulled all the items out, and instead of going into a chest, I have them going now into a drawer. And I have this fluix cable that runs down all the way into the base as well, so that we can add this to the system so that we can actually see what's being stored, which is really handy for us. Besides that, the other thing that we did is I put some nodes here next to the solar generators, because the power from these things is actually usable by us. So we may as well just make use of that, so all of these are connected up into like this entire system, as well as being sent back into our power network, which is kind of really nice and handy for us as well. So this whole setup should also like just feed itself, as well as throw some extra power, an extra 103 times 4, so 400 odd FE a tick back into the base. It's not really a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. We did that. I've got a creosote tank here, which I think we just left this here at the end of the last episode, as well as more fluix cable so that we can set this thing up really nicely, hopefully here in a second. Let's just do that. So that's going to be one of the things we set up, and then the last thing we're going to have to set up is a sweet berry bush farm so that we can feed our fermenter without us having to do any input, right? So by the end of this episode, the plan is to have this fully automated, so that we're just making a plethora of plexiglass without any issues. So the first thing we're going to probably do, I was thinking about using this as a import bus and just importing it into the system, but I think it's actually going to be smarter if we just use an external storage bus. Oh, or what's it called? Just a storage bus, isn't it? Let's see if we have it. Storage bus, ME storage bus. That's what I want instead of an import bus. I think that'll work a bit better, so that we're just storing all the plexiglass inside of this thing rather than importing it into the system and then just filling the system up. So I can just throw that there. Storage bus priority doesn't really matter, because we shouldn't be doing anything with blocks of plexiglass and trying to fit them back into the system. I will just make it go plus 200, doesn't really matter because that'll figure itself out. Just if I do pull out blocks and put them back into the system, it'll throw them back in there rather than into my ME drives down the bottom. So that's set up. Really nice and easy fix. We can then clear that off. So that's all set up. The next thing it will be over here then, and then setting up a pyrolyzer. So we just need to go down to the base again. I really need a wireless terminal. Should probably do that in the next couple of episodes, because I need another integral components. Integral components. I just want one of these because we already made a pyrolyzer between episodes, just because we've seen it before. We don't need to see it again. We can then throw that thing over here next to that. We're going to configure the sides so that, okay, to the left we're going to output the fluids, and only the fluids are going to be able to go out, so that we have the right side of this being input. That'll be fine. We want the downside then to be insert and export, and then on the bottom side of this machine I think I want an ME interface, and then this one is just the block form, right? You just make the block form, put it in your inventory, and now you get this different face of it, and then you can attach it directly to blocks. Which should be really nice for us. And then what we can do here is we can store coal, and we'll just do 1 coal at a time. We can set the amount to stock, doesn't really matter. Nah, let's just set you to 1. And then we can just connect this up to the system, and then hopefully this should start stocking coal. And it should auto input from the bottom. Yeah, there you go. There's coal there. Coal is now working its way into the pyrolyzer. Slowly but surely. Next thing, we can just chuck the reinforced integral components there as well. And then we're just going to hook this thing up to power, and then that should start working as well. So let's just use nodes for that since we have them. And we've been using it for everything else here, so may as well just keep using it. Downside, I don't have my card holder. Downside, energy input, and then just connect this up to the rest of the system. From that one to that one. Power's working, coal will be turned into coal coke. And this should, so long as I click that, auto output the coke as well into the interface, and then we don't need to worry about that going anywhere. Cool. So we should see this being emptied. It goes into the tank. The tank will put it into this thing. There you go. You can see the creosote there. The creosote will go into this refinery, make the plexiglass and stuff with the phenolic resin, and then we should see that ending up in casting basins. Nice, nice. It's not working very neatly, but it is working. Something broke here with this for some reason, but because it is pulling out. What side is it? 360. We can make it 370 and then just make sure that it is constantly just filling everything. But we're now making plexiglass, and we should see this number continuing to go up. Nice. And this is making that. It's going to be slow because now our creosote is our biggest holdup, but we can also augment this thing, can't we? So if we go at thermal, not W, at thermal, and then we look at the augments. Modular reconfig. Allows control via redstone signals. Allows slides to be reconfigured for input and output. Don't care. Nope. Redstone capacity, we don't really care about any of that. Tanks, we don't really care about since it's auto getting outputted. A linkage amplifier might work. Process speed, but reduces RF efficiency. Base power. Increases RF efficiency. Which one? I think it's this one is the one that we want. We can put like... No, not that one, not flux efficiency. This thing, linkage amplifier. Base power, process energy 1.1. I think that'll actually make this thing faster. But for the moment, it seems like it's doing well enough. Just these basins are just being annoying the way that they're filling. I don't know what happened there as to why this is being broken. Because it is on round robin and it is exact. Right, so there's no reason why this should be broken. Maybe pipes would be smarter. Though it would fill everything up like randomly. Doesn't really matter too much though, because eventually this will all get filled up and start working. Since it is just going to be working in the background anyway. But that's all set up, which is nice for us. It's actually working like extremely nicely. Unfortunately, I can't see exactly how much plexiglass we're making per coal though. I wish it would tell me. At least enough for a block, it seems to be. It seems to be enough for 1 block's worth or a couple blocks worth. But we're generating plexiglass nicely. The next thing we're going to probably run out of then will be the acetaldehyde. Yeah, ethanol is running out pretty rapidly. So then it's just setting up this thing and have a sweet berry bush farm going, which won't be that hard. I've already dug out the space for how I want this to work. I just need to get a couple items then if that's going to be the case. Going to need Oops, this needs to go down one more. I need to dig out this trench, and then I need to go get some items. So, what do I need? I need 1 gearbox, 2 gearbox, 3 gearboxes, and a mechanical bearing, some harvesters, some barrels. Alright, so let's get this stuff off camera. I'm going to dig this trench out one more, and then we'll come back in a moment to build it, and then that should be all set. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, we'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I think I got all the items I need. So let's kind of start planning this out then. So I think I'm going to do a hopper into that. We know that for sure. I need a portable storage interface that it goes there, but needs to be facing the other way. Needs to be, yeah, facing that way. I need a mechanical mechanical bearing, probably that just goes there, hooked up to 2 radial chassis. I've got slime balls here. We're going to go there, and that way is going to be where our harvesters are go. And then that's going to be where our barrels are going to go. Our barrels are only going to be 1, 2, 3. And then that should be 1 just before the end, which means I can throw on a portable storage interface there. That needs to be rotated facing the outside, so now these 2 should hook up to each other with a 1 block space, which is what they need. Now that that's done, the next thing will just be the harvesters, so I need to place down some blocks here. So let's just use gearboxes since they're in my inventory. Those things are annoying. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And the last one won't place because there's nothing behind it. I need to place one of you down and then that one there. And that should be everything we need to do, pretty much, besides just placing in the rest of these sweet berries. So let's quickly actually harvest these, because otherwise they're just going to go directly into the system rather than actually filling in this area. And I choose sweet berries here just because like it's an easy thing to farm, and you get like quite a lot of it per harvest. They grow pretty rapidly, so it should be more than enough to feed the ethanol that we are going to need. So let's just do all of this. Bang, nice, nice. We need to go a gearbox there that is facing upwards. We need to do a gearbox over here, which is facing like that exactly, and then another one over this way, right here next to this other gearbox. And then we just need to throw some shafts all the way along here. Oh, I think we hit the max distance that we can just use this stuff to do it. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully I have enough of these. If I don't, it's going to be kind of annoying. There. 32 of them left. There should be plenty. That goes there. You go there. You're spinning, but you're spinning the wrong direction. That's fine. We can fix that. Turn that. And then that way, I think, right? No? What's this say? Movement only place anchor when destroyed. No? Always place when stopped. Only place near initial angle. That's actually what we wanted to stop at. That's fine. But you're spinning the wrong direction, which is annoying. I thought we could change that with the mechanical bearing, could we not? I forgot how we did it over here. But if that's going to be the case, I just need one more gearbox and then that should work. Movement, yeah, okay, so I just need one more gearbox then if that's going to be the case. That's kind of annoying. I think it's actually the windmill bearing that I'm thinking of, but that's fine. We can make another gearbox pretty cheaply, I think. Gearbox. Ooh, do I really not have any more of these andesite casings? Oh no, I do. Okay, cool. Let's fly back up. It should be pretty much fixed with removing that and then placing that and then rotating it so it works. Cool, harvest is now going the correct way. Now the question is, are they gonna, okay, you're not fully grown. None of this is fully grown. This should be like fully operational then. Now it's just a matter of filling in everywhere that we made holes, right? Out, out, out. Now so what I can do is I can just run over here, go right click, do the same thing over there. Oh, it doesn't reach quite that far. Bang, bang, and then bang, bang. And then place in wherever we're missing these bad boys, which should just be these couple rows. 1, 2, there we go, one just harvested. Another one just harvested, cool. We should see these portable storage interfaces connect in a couple seconds. Nice. Sweet berries going in there, berries going to this thing. They're being processed very quickly into ethanol. Cool. So then all of this, well, okay, we ran out of ethanol pretty quickly. But how good is this? This now should be like fully automated pretty much. It should be like all good to go. That's like, we shouldn't need to actually mess with this anymore. Besides the fact that we may run out of coal pretty quickly. Or creosote is ending up in here. That's not good. That is not good. Okay. Can I change this interface to only be items? Stored items, because it's just holding the creosote there. That's not good. We can fix this. We can make this better, because creosote isn't ending up in here anymore. We can definitely fix this. What we can do then, if that's going to be the case, is I can go like that. I need more Fluix cables. Fluix cable can go there. And we're going to build up a couple of things then, if that's going to be the case. We may as well just go down to the basement and then make a couple more items then. We're just going to need another storage, ME drive rather. So need another ME drive. Oh, we don't know how to make that. Let's make one of these in a second. And then we also need ME. I need the fluid drives. I think they're called fluid at AE fluid cells. And these ones, we can just make a 16K fluid cell, which is one of these ones. Should be totally doable. I'm just out of Certus. Can we make a 4K then? Is a 4K doable? 4K. Yeah, 4K is doable. Nice. Because we don't need to store up a whole heap of this stuff anyway. And realistically, all this is just going to like sit in the system and then get pulled out pretty rapidly. So we can throw that there. And then with that there, we can also grab ourselves a fluid. Oh, actually I need to craft it, don't I? Fluid storage cell. Dunk. Bang, that can go in there. That's going to hold fluids, one of 5 types. We can look at this. If we look up creosote, creosote oil is now being stored in here. We have 19 buckets worth of it. So then I just need an export bus because I'm really lazy. There's probably better ways of doing this, but we're just making it work for the moment. Grab this export bus once that crafts up. It shouldn't take, there we go, export bus. And then the export bus is just going to sit on the bottom of the fluid cell. Bang. And then here, we should literally just be able to go look up creosote, creo, and then this one, throw that in there. Creosote's going out. We need to set this thing to input on the bottom, which it already is. We should see creosote ending up in here. Now, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it'll be more than fast enough. And we shouldn't see any more creosote sitting inside of this thing. And mind you, totally a lazy way of doing that. It was just a way to get it working, but if it's stupid but it works, then it's not stupid. And I'm going to live by that, because right now, we should be generating just an absolute ton of plexiglass. Yeah, we're already at nearly 300 of this. And then remember, each one of these blocks is worth 4 plexiglass sheets. So that's going to be the last thing we need to do this episode. And we're nearly like there to the fact of getting an absolute ton of solar panels. We just need to make, it's called a sawmill. Precision sawmill. So we're going to go control click, craft up all the stuff we need. That shouldn't take very long. Once the steel's done, bang, U, and then we're going to need installers. I need 1 basic and then 1 advanced. Going to need a pattern, this thing, what's it called? Pattern provider. Cool, I've got fluid cables on me. This thing can now just run down to the basement. Not the first basement, the second basement. And where is it like a handy spot for this? You can probably just go here, right next to the other stuff that we have there. Bang. Would make more sense putting it next to our other mechanism things, but that place is looking kind of neat and I don't want to interrupt that. That goes there. Just need now a energy cable or universal cable or whatever you want to call it. Nice. You have power. And then we need just a pattern now to turn the clear plexiglass into plexiglass sheets. Clear plexiglass into plexiglass sheets. And then I can go here into the one that says advanced soaring factory. Put that bad boy in there. And if we go solar panels now, we should be able to request at least 1 of these now. We're missing the redstone. But plexiglass wise, we have enough. Can I get a signalum one yet? No. I'm missing another 700 of these things, but we're like more than halfway there already. That is quite nice. So that actually shouldn't really take all that long. We should actually be able to have that if I wait around for like a half an hour. But we need redstone. So actually we're here at the top level. Let's go into that mining dimension and see if we have any sitting inside of these drawers. And we need to deal with this thing like ASAP. And it's been mining pretty comfortably. Obviously we're on our second chunk here. You only have 83. That is not good. Oops. Apparently I double right clicked. Bang, just 1 redstone in there. But we're looking pretty good on like these other things. We totally need to start importing this stuff into the proper AE system, like as fast as possible. But for now, this is working quite nicely. It's very slow, but we can make it better for the time being. But we got our redstone that we needed. Can I make 1 of you now? I totally can. How many of these can I make? I can make 2 plexiglass wise. Can I make 3? Totally can. 4? Okay, I can make 3 of these. I just don't have the redstone for it. And it's really not a lot of redstone. Alright, what I'm going to do is, since we have time in this episode, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute mining trip and go get some redstone, because I want this to work really badly. So let's do that and we'll come back in a second. Alright, that took me less than 5 minutes. We got a couple extra stacks now of redstone. So can I make 3 of you. I need 33 more, really? Okay. I need 33 more. How can I cheat this? Let's cheese this real quick and go in here. I can near guarantee there's going to be redstone here in the walls. Yeah, there's some there. Nice. Let's just yoink that. 24. It's not enough. Let's grab this one. 36. That'll be enough now, but we may as well just grab whatever extra we can see. Because redstone is nice to have. And the fact that we're running out of it in the base is also kind of worrying, especially if we're going to be doing a ton of crafting. And now what I can do instead is, because I don't feel like flying up, because it's a long way, is I can just stand here and use a hearthstone. Even though this does take a second. Bang. Nice. Bang, bang. Can I make 4? I don't have the redstone for it, nor the plexiglass. That's fine. So I want 3 of you. Start crafting. And then we can watch this making all the things. It's making all the things. Might take a hot minute. We may have to make a lot of steel. It's also soaring up an absolute ton of plexiglass, but we can actually make that faster. Now that I think of it, what I'm going to do is we should make up... what's it called? Some upgrades. Ah, I didn't mean to cancel it. No. Keep doing that. 3. What's happening? Why is it telling me it's not available now? It's probably because the sheets of plexiglass are sitting in the thing. That's probably why. They're sitting in the sawmill, aren't they? And I can almost guarantee that in the sawmill... Yeah, they're sitting in there. Oh. Okay, auto sort is on. I thought auto sort wasn't. But the side config is what's broken. Auto eject on. So let's clear the inputs. And the top needs to be input output. There we go. Okay. Now things are working better. But I need speed upgrades. And the problem with that is... Actually, no, we might be fine with the speed upgrades, actually. We need 8 of you. And then I need the efficiency ones. And I need 8 of these as well. Quick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I can yoink both of those. Wow, it's quite loud, that soaring factory, isn't it? Bang. Look at that. That is speed. That is quite nice. We can also cheese this as well and then just like time and bottle it. But how are we looking on power? We're actually still okay. Power is still alright. It should be becoming an issue like relatively soon, I would think. But for some reason it's not. Which is fine. I'm not complaining about that in any sense of the word, but let's quickly work our way and just... Oops, wrong thing. This thing. Yeah, look at that. Just chewed through it. Alright. Now here. Solar panel. I want 3 of you. Can I do 4 yet? No. Still, 3 of these. Start. Why is it not starting? Something isn't acting well. What is being funny? Why can I... Excuse you. Hello? It literally worked just before up here. Maybe I need to relog. Hold on. Okay, so that's kind of weird. It allows me to craft 1, but not any more than 1 for some reason. Can I queue up 1 multiple times? No, it only lets me do 2. Maybe it's a lack of the co-processors. See, but it's not even... Yeah, it is. Okay, it might be a lack of co-processors then, if that's going to be the case. it might not be capable of actually making something that large. So what we might do then, if that's going to be the case, is just quickly expand this wall out. Oh, flux cables are getting broken. That's not what I want. Nice. And then I can probably make another 9 of them. Can I afford 9 more coprocessors? Do I have the items? It's a lack of fluid of Certus quartz dust, but we can actually make that. Right, so we have the essence here, don't we? Yeah, so let's turn this, whoops, crafting table, and there we go, like that, and then, like, probably in the top slot, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Bang, and then I've got a ton of dust. Is that the only thing that was stopping me from making coprocessors? While this is working, we're just going to cancel both of these, because I want the one processor to do this, right? I want 9 of you. I need to actually put the dust into the system. That would help. 9, there we go. There we go. CPU 2 is now doing everything. At least for this process. So we're going to put these things on. I think that might have been the limitation, was just not having enough coprocessors. There may have been too many things happening for our machine to actually do what it needs to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm not sure how this works, to be completely honest with you, but adding more things seems to be an easy way of fixing it. So let's wait until this finishes, and then I'll add them in, and then we'll come back and then queue up the 3 solar panel crafting then. 9 of them are crafted. We can place these down. It's going to break this processor for the time being, but now it's back up and working. Nice. So now, can I go to the solar panels and then request 3? Still doesn't let me. I wonder why. It's got 25 coprocessors and it just doesn't let me do it. But I can request 1. That's so strange. Should be able to request 1 multiple times now though, hey? Or still 2 times, I guess. But that's fine, I guess. I can just let this do its thing. Alright, let's let these craft up, and then we're going to place them down in the mining dimension. And then I think that's where we're going to call this episode. So I'm just going to sit here and watch these things do its thing. And then we'll be back in a moment. Alright, so that took a while, but we now have our 3 extra redstone solar panels. Which are currently the best level we can make. The heck? Oh, I accidentally placed one in the other dimension. That's what happened. I need to go back down and break it. You can't right click on the teleporter with placeable items, otherwise it like breaks and acts funny. But other than that, we've now got 3 of these bad boys. Each one of these does what, 64 FE a tick? Which, not bad, not great. These guys are currently doing more than it, but these will get exponentially better the more we make, and then we can just kind of throw them on there. And you can see that how much they're generating per tick. Obviously, it's becoming nighttime, so they're going to stop generating power. It must like slowly go down as there's less sunlight, but we have these guys now. I didn't think these would actually be better. These are way cheaper for the amount of power that they generate, to be completely honest with you. Up until we get to Signalum ones, because the Signalum ones do how much? Solar panels. Yeah, see, one of these doing 512 a tick is like, well, 5 of these pretty much, 5 of the advanced per one. These aren't great yet. The Signalum ones are the ones that we really care about, because even these ones generate way more power per tick. But that's fine. We plexiglass now, we're just making kind of as we do our other stuff, which is kind of great. So now we have extra power in here. I pretty much can, like, how many advanced ones can I make? Can I say like 10 of you? I don't have the redstone for it. Can I make like 6, 4, 1? I can make 1. And that's going to be better power than the, better passive power at least than the redstone ones that we have, which is kind of lame, to be honest with you. Kind of a little bit lame. Considering that these are still only generating power at night as well. Isn't the greatest thing in the world, but it's still better than nothing. And we can throw these in. These will all generate power and stuff and keep doing its thing. Somehow still generating power. How? It's still mining? I can barely tell. Yeah, it's still mining. Where is power coming from? Oh, you must have charged up when you were in my inventory. That's what happened. Okay, that makes sense. But otherwise, that is now automated. How are we looking up top? Let's sleep and then have a look at out on the terrace or the plateau or whatever you guys want to call it. But that should be fully automated plexiglass, and that can just run in the background while we do other things. There's still 52 here. Everything still sounds like it's running. And all the resin. Oh, jeez. Skelly. Yeah, man, it's still working. Everything is still working. The only thing that would be to like worthwhile to check would be how much coal we have inside of our system, because we're using a lot of it. Not a lot, but we should have a ton of it as well sitting inside of this. Yeah, see, we've got another 400 sitting here. So, it'll work. And we're making enough. I think we'll call it there for this one. So, that will be pretty much automated, I guess, what's this called? Plexiglass. That's nice. We also unlocked a ton of advancements, by the way. So if I press L, where are the solar generation advancements? Here you go. I skipped over one of them apparently, but we now have advancements done. I didn't know that that was a thing. Repurpose structures. But yeah, that's cool. That's actually quite satisfying. All this is kind of doing its thing. We're still generating ethanol and stuff. It all seems to be at a point, or actually now we have more than enough creosote and not enough of what's the word? Ethanol being created. So this is our next backlog. We can make this better though, can't we? I mean, realistically, we can set up some cloches up here. Cloches would probably act a bit better with like potatoes or something. Or we can work on bees. Lots of different ways we can make this better. But I think that's ideas for another day. I think for the time being, we are making more than enough of this stuff to call a day. But anyways, if anyone is still watching, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you all on the next one. Peace.